This is another episode of Talks with Tyler ISD, a podcast about the passionate people who have a heart for students. This podcast is brought to you by Texas Bank and Trust. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Talks with Tyler ISD. I'm your host, Jennifer Hines, and joining us today is Executive Director of Human Resources, Sheri Taylor, and we are so excited to have you today. We're going to talk about all things human resources related when it comes to hiring in Tyler ISD. But first, let's hear a little bit more about you, because I think one of the best things to know is that if you are looking to get a job in Tyler ISD is that you have been there. You have been in the classroom, you've been a principal. Tell us a little bit about your educational journey and what drew you into this teaching pathway.
Well, thank you for having me today. And I went to Angel State University for my bachelor's degree, went straight teaching, and then Texas Christian University for my master's degree because I decided at that point I wanted campus administration. Mm-hmm. I did teach for 7 years and then went to administration shortly after that. I'm rounding out my 27th year in education, so I have been around the block in several positions, and I have been there and done that. And I do take all of my experiences, and they help me in every position I have been in. Yes,
and you've been at the elementary school level, you've been at the middle school level. I mean, like you have the background and experience, so you definitely know when those first-year teachers are applying, or whether it's the veteran teacher, like you've been in those classrooms, you know what's going on. And I think that that's really important for people to know because you have been in the shoes that they are about to walk into, for sure. Let's talk a little bit about the upcoming job fair. It's that time of year where people are starting to look, do I want to move? Do I want to stay? What opportunities do you have coming up when it comes to this job fair? I mean, this is a huge deal. You've got all the campuses under one roof, one day, and it's a lot of fun. You definitely want to come out.
This is our biggest event. This is where we have our most fun is preparing for this event and this time of year because we get to meet all sorts of new people coming in that get to start their journey in Tyler ISD. The event is actually going to be held April 6th at Tyler Legacy High School. And just park in the front, walk through the front doors, and we will guide you to the cafeteria where the job fair is taking place. Our campuses work so hard. They set up these incredible booths. They talk to you right there. Some of them will even pull you aside, and you will have an interview right there on the spot. So maybe we can begin the hiring process at that point.
And so this actually gives everybody the opportunity that shows up to go and really get to know the culture and personality of each individual campus, whether you're looking at wanting to become a kindergarten teacher, or you're going to want to teach biology too at the high school level, and everything in between. And you really get to have that one-on-one connection with the principal. I know some assistant principals are there. So it really gives them a chance to get a feel for what each school has to offer them and what they can give and what's the best fit for them.
Exactly. You have to come experience to truly understand what the Tyler ISD job fair is all about, because it is incredible. And I commend our principals and their administration teams for what all they do. I mean, these booths are massive and they look phenomenal. And they just have fun with it. And that's the whole thing of the job fair is we want to have fun.
And we do really have a wide range. We've got 15 elementary schools, 2 K-8 magnet schools. Yes. We've got 4 middle schools on top of that are comprehensive, and then 4 high schools. A lot of people forget that we have our 2 flagship high schools, but we have 2 other ones outside of that, early college, and then RISE, which is not only credit recovery, but for those that already know what they're wanting to do and just want to sail on right through and even graduate early.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit about those that are interested in attending, because they can pre-register. There's a whole QR code thing. I mean, you make this super easy for everybody.
We try. So a couple of years ago, we decided that we wanted to do away with the paper resumes because that was just a lot for our applicants to bring in. So what we did is when you register online, then you create a QR code, and that has all your information that you want to share with principals, and you upload your resume. So when you come, you show them a QR code, they scan it, and right there is all their information for you that they need. It's easy process. Again, you don't have to carry in paper resumes and hand them out. Just pre-register online so we can get that QR code going.
And what I love about that is that you've got everything right there. I mean, you really just need your phone.
Exactly.
Or even a tablet, whatever it is you want to bring in. It's just like, and here you go, and they can start that process. And you did mention that there is an opportunity for you to just start interviewing right there on the spot. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So our principals, they can either interview you right there on the spot at the booth, or they'll take you back into an area. We have areas set up to where it can be more one-on-one and get that interview. If they like you, then they can say, you know what, we're interested in recommending you, and we can start the hiring process at that point, right then and there.
Well, I love that. Now, once they get into that hiring process track, and then let's say that they go ahead and they are selected, they're offered that position, they sign the dotted line, they're committed to their contract, what kind of support is in place for our new teachers, those out there that are listening that are thinking, hey, this is going to be my first job in teaching, or hey, maybe I'm switching careers and I want to go into teaching and I've got my teaching certificate. What kind of support do you offer them?
That's a great question. Tyler ISD puts support in at all levels for all teachers. And for first-year teachers, we have what's called a 3-year Connect Mentor support. They get a district mentor, which is usually a retired teacher. They have a campus mentor, and then we have what's called focused campus coaching cycles that will really dig deep into your lessons and help grow you as a teacher. Our principals are trained on coaching model as well, and so they'll sit in there, go to the classrooms, and coach you up as well. The support is there. This is a great place to start your career in and to grow in your career because there's so many opportunities.
And that's what I love about Tyler ISD is that it's not just like, okay, here you go, dive in the deep end with the sharks, it's like, yeah, what am I doing? No, that you do have people to bounce ideas off of, brainstorm, people to go to if you have a situation that you're like, how should I do this lesson? Or what would you do in this situation? And I think that having that support is extremely crucial. And it's not only for that first year, but even that second year and that third year, you're still kind of getting your groove on, and that's super, super important. But let's also talk about the veteran teachers, because we take teachers of all skill levels and all experience levels.
Yes, so our veteran teachers will still get some support as far as their campus, because we don't want you to come in and say, hey, we know you have years of experience, here you go, you know what to do. Mm-hmm. You still need support on how we do things the Tyler way. Mm-hmm. And that is provided on the campus through campus mentors as well.
And then tell us a little bit about those that, they've spent some time in the classroom, they're looking for advancement, they are ready to take that next step. What kind of opportunities are offered there?
We have some amazing opportunities for all individuals to grow in Tyler ISD. Let's start with the veteran teachers, as you just mentioned. So we do offer a partnership with Texas A&M Commerce right now, and it is the master's degree in educational leadership. Teachers are hand-selected and will go through a rigorous process, and if selected, then Tyler ISD will take up the tuition for them to get their educational leadership master's degree in 1 year.
That is incredible. I mean, not only are they going to get their master's degree in 1 year, but it's paid for. That's kind of a nice incentive. And that's what I do love about the Human Resources Department at Tyler ISD is that y'all are always looking for different ways to either make sure that teachers are supported or finding incentives. I know one of the latest is incentives for those that are already Tyler ISD students that might be looking for the education track. Tell us a little bit about what y'all are looking to do there, because that's exciting.
It is very exciting. So we're looking at a Grow Your Own program, and it actually focuses not just on our students, but on our paraprofessionals who want to become teachers as well. And what that is we're starting with the early college high school, CTC students, and any high school students who are interested. And we're helping them get into universities that they can get their education in teaching. Now, it can be traditional route, it could be the non-traditional route. If they want to go the non-traditional and do classes online, we're going to hire them as a paraprofessional and get them started and get them a job. So now they can work and go to school at the same time. We are also going to offer, see if they want to interview for a letter of intent. So when they graduate, they want to come back to Tyler ISD, then we're going to get them in front of campus principals and help them get that teaching job for that first year. Our Grow Your Own program would be a partnership with several universities that we're working with right now, but it's also looking at alt-cert programs. So you'll get your degree, you can come back and get a teaching job under a District of Innovation certification and then work on your teaching certification. It gets you in the classroom sooner while you're working your teaching certification. And it is great, not just for students, for our paraprofessionals, and for any other individuals that are interested in applying with Tyler ISD and working for us.
And I think what's really cool, and those that are at home that are listening to this or in their car, they may not know what a district of innovation means. And, you go off to college, you're trying to find yourself. Maybe you got your degree in English or history, or, maybe it was in the sciences, but you didn't get the teaching portion. And this kind of paves that pathway. Not only that, we're doing this podcast right now out of our Career and Technology Center, where you're talking about where we have everything from cosmetology to health sciences to veterinary. We run the gamut here. So you want people in those professions, but they still have to have that teaching part. So how does all of that work for those?
So what it is, if they qualify and they meet all of the areas needed for a district innovation certification, then what we do as a district is we sponsor that certification, and then they get into an alternative certification program to work with their teaching degree, so teaching certification. So we're not saying, hey, you can forego that teaching certification. We're saying, okay, we're going to help you. You have the experience needed. You have met all the criteria to be a District of Innovation certification candidate. We're going to hire you as a teacher. We're going to train you and mold you and in the Tyler way. But in the meantime, you're also going to go into the all certification program and earn your teaching certification.
So I know a lot of people, when they think about teaching, they're like, oh, well, teachers, they start out at a good salary, but how do I grow from there? Well, we've got that covered too. We've got our Tyler Optimal Performance Program, which is really the TIA program through the state. We're talking big money here.
Yes.
And we're in our third year. So let's talk a little bit about that, because we have some teachers that are making some pretty good money, especially when you're basing it on their performance. Those high-performing teachers, they're doing pretty well.
Correct. So the state did come up a few years ago with teacher incentive allotment, and that's to recruit highly effective teacher into our higher needs campuses. And Tyler ISD actually submitted an application a few years ago. We were selected, so we've been a part of this program. Currently, we have over 90 individuals that are designated teachers, and we have it on most of our Tyler ISD campuses at this time. So we have individuals, say, that have master's designations that are taking home $23,000 in a stipend alone on top of their salary.
Yeah.
Now, currently, the designated teachers get 70% of that stipend. 20% goes back to our non-designated teachers on the campus, and then 10% stays within the district to help cover fees. So you can walk away with a lot of money in your pocket, and you'll get it in August.
Yes.
And you earn that designation, and you keep it for 5 years, and you keep that stipend for 5 years.
And the best part about it is that if they already have that and they move into the district, they keep that, correct? So it's not like you're starting over if you already have your TI designation from another district, because other districts do have it, but not all of them.
Correct. So yes, if they were to move in, then they would just get the allotment amount that's assigned to the campus that they move to. So once they earn it for 5 years, and they just receive the allotment amount of that current campus. And the campus allotments are all vary.
That's wonderful. Well, tell us a little bit more about the job fair. So I'm interested in coming to the job fair. What do I need to do to be prepared? What should I have ready to go, other than pre-registration and my QR code and my resume?
Yes, make sure you're ready for an interview. So come dressed professionally or business casual, because that first impression is everything.
Yes.
Come in ready to talk about yourself and how your experiences have helped get you ready for the position that you're seeking in Tyler ISD. Talk about your interests, speak about your work ethic, sell yourself to these individuals, but also have examples. If you want to bring a little portfolio of things that you currently have done in your classroom that have worked, bring that as well.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of fun, because I've definitely heard after the fact of, you've got a few campuses that are fighting over certain candidates. So you definitely can find yourself in that situation as well. What about, questions that they might be asked? Like you said, be prepared to sell yourself. So they need to be able to tell you like what they're interested in, like why they're passionate about it, like what grade level they want to be in. What kind of questions do you think that they should be prepared for?
They're going to ask about their instruction. Tell me about your instruction in your classroom. Tell me about your classroom management. And they're going to speak about, if you're a brand new teacher, what ideas have you had? What have you learned if you went through student teaching? If you're coming straight from another career into this, okay, talk about what has prepared you for this career. Why do you want to come into this career?
And the other thing that I think people should understand is we do offer stipends for certain specific areas of need. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of those that we might have out there available right now?
Of course. So we have stipends for your secondary classes at middle school and up for, reading, language, arts, social, science, and math. Then we have a stipend for a bilingual, and we also have stipend for special education teachers.
So again, another example of where you could be a TIA teacher and you get a stipend, and so it's fun to kind of see how you can really maximize that with these special groups or interest areas when it comes to that. What else would you like for those that might be interested in coming to work for Tyler ISD to know, either about the district, the process, anything at all?
So the process, we try to make it as easy as we possibly can, and we send a lot of emails and you have a lot of phone calls, and that's just part of it. But come join us. I mean, Tyler ISD is an amazing place to work. You know, I moved here 7 years ago, and I'm still here, and I don't want to leave because it is a phenomenal district, and you come here and you will grow. There's so many opportunities for growth in Tyler ISD. Come give us a try.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know we've got a lot of people that are in the process of looking to move from, other cities. Tyler is a great place, city-wise, to come and to live, work, play, all the things. And we've got a great HR website that they can go check out and find out about all of those things. Well, thank you so much, Sheri, for joining us today. Again, the Executive Director for Human Resources here at Tyler ISD. And if you would like to know more about all things Tyler ISD, you can always sign up for our district newsletter. And all you have to do is go to get.tylerisd.news to find out more. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Texas Bank and Trust. Subscribe to Talks with Tyler ISD on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify. Please share this episode with your friends and family.